Hey guys, welcome back. So in this lecture, we're going to talk about Python IDE, and we're also going to have a look at how to check if your system has Python and how to install Python into your system if you don't. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to open your command prompt. So you'll go into your start menu and you'll write cmd for your command prompt. Over here, the first thing you can do is you can check what version is installed here. So what you can do is you can write py and it'll show you like this, as it's showing us over here Python 3.8.2. Alright, so that's one way to do it. And the other way to do it is if we do Python space hyphen version and enter. So here too it's showing us Python 3.8.2. Now, in my system, Python has been installed, but if it isn't and you need it in your system, what do you do? So for that, you'll open Chrome and over here, you'll go to python.org. Okay. So in python.org, this will open up to you. In this, we'll go to downloads. Based on whatever OS your system is running, you can select whichever you want. So I'm running Windows, so I click on Windows over here. This page opens up, and in this page, you scroll down, and as you can see that the latest version is Python 3.9.0, which cannot be used on Windows 7 or earlier versions. Okay, so since mine was on 3.8.2, we can use this opportunity to upgrade mine as well. So over here, we click on this link, which says download Windows x86 64 executable installer. The file get downloaded. Once it does, you click on this and you hit run. Over here, you make sure that you add this Python 3.9 to path. This way, Python will get available to you everywhere. Now you just click on install now over here, agree, and once the installation is complete, Python will get installed into your system. Alright, so now that setup was successful, we can close this. Now let's check the version for our Python. Alright, so py, and as you can see, it's showing me that my version is Python 3.9.0. So you saw earlier that my version was 3.8.2, now it is 3.9.0. Alright, so that is how you install Python. After this step is complete, Python will get installed into your system and you can use Python. So there are two ways to use Python. One is that you can directly write into a notebook and save it as a .py file. But the best recommendation or the best method to work with this is to use an IDE. So before I talk to you about how to get an IDE into your system and everything, let's first talk about what is an IDE. So an IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. Alright. So when I talk about an integrated development environment, we're talking about a software application that provides the computer programmer a certain facility or many facilities to develop your software. So there are many examples of a Python IDE, but the Python IDE that I prefer using is PyCharm, and this is one of the most popular ones right now. Earlier there used to be Notepad++, which was used heavily. So there were many other options available. So even Visual Studio Code could be used. But nowadays people are moving into this, which is PyCharm. So once again, to download PyCharm, which is your Python IDE, you'll write PyCharm in Google and you'll get this website, which is www.jetbrains.com. So we click on this first link. Alright, so this page opens up. In this, you have this download button here and you have another download button here. You can click on either of them. So I'll just click on this one. In this, you have two options. You have the professional and then you have the community option. So the professional option is for both scientific and web Python development, but we just want to do pure Python development, so we're going to go for the community edition, which is free and open source as well. This gives you a trial, but this gives you the entire thing for free. So let's click on download and your download will start. Meanwhile, while this is happening, let me just show you something. So this is good for you if you're a beginner. So this website JetBrain, it sends you emails in regards to educational materials, as you can see over here. You can subscribe to this thing. You can enter your email address over here, whatever it may be, like abcd@gmail.com, whatever your email address is, you can just enter it over here, and then you checkbox this. And when you checkbox this, basically you're just agreeing that your email address will be used by the website to send you educational materials about the product. Okay, so then you can just hit subscribe. I'm not going to hit it now. So now what we'll do is we'll wait for this download to complete. Alright, so our download's about to complete. So before that happens, I want to just give you an idea of what the other option is. Alright, so the other option is that you open Notepad, and inside Notepad you can just write your code down. Okay, so like if I just write a code, print hello world. Alright, so don't worry about this. This is going to be our next lecture. But once I save it, if I save it as on desktop, if I save it as whatever it is, let's say hello world.py. Okay, I'm going to change this type to all files and save. Alright, so now this is over here. And when I open command prompt, in command prompt, what I can do is I can just go to my desktop, and over here I'll write hello world.py. Let me just rename this without a space. And if I run this, as you can see, it's saying hello world here. So this is how you can make use of a notepad to just simply write a program and directly execute it using the command prompt. But we're going to be making use of the IDE. You'll see how to do that. But let's go check if our IDE is done. Alright, it's done. So let's click on this. It's a simple step installation process. All you got to do is hit run, next and next and so on. So we'll hit run now. Yes. Hit next. Select the folder where you want to save it. I'm just going to move it to D because I keep having storage issues. So next. So here you can add a desktop shortcut if you want, and you can add whatever you need. So we're going to just add a desktop shortcut. We'll also add py associations to it. Then we can also add an update folder as project option. And if you want, we can add this as well, but we'll just hit next for now. Install. And now let's wait for PyCharm to complete installation. Alright, so we're almost done. Last couple of seconds. Okay, so I can just run it from here, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just hit finish. And as you can see, this new icon has showed up now. And we can double click on this. And your PyCharm IDE will get open. So, like I was trying to explain to you what an IDE is. So, an IDE basically consists of everything in one place. So, like the words integrated development environment. The word integrated development environment basically means that you can develop the entire thing in one single environment where PyCharm is your environment. This entire place is one place where you can develop the entire thing, and it is integrated. So when I say integrated, you have everything over here. You have your source code editor, you have your debugger, your compiler, interpreter, whatever you need. Everything is basically in one place. So your execution is faster, and you don't need to do this whole saving process that we did for the notepad. Everything can be done over here only. Alright. So follow these steps that I gave you, and make sure that you download Python into your laptop, PC, or whatever device you're using. And along with that, also download PyCharm into your system, as this is the IDE that we are going to make use of while we study our Python. Alright, so that's it for this lecture. I hope you understood how to perform all the steps. So when we perform our exercises and codes, I want to make sure that you get all the knowledge, and in order for that to happen, you need to practice. So I want you to do one thing and commit to this. You practice while we're doing it over here. Alright, so that way you will be more confident in regards to what is happening, how the code is executing. Don't need to rush through the course. Take your time. Learn each and every line. So when I write print hello world, understand that the print function does something like that. I want you to understand it on your laptop while you personally do it on your IDEs. Alright. So once again, thank you. See you in the next lecture. And in the next lecture, we're going to be looking at how we'll run our hello world program. So I'll see you there. Thank you.